Holy crap, Signal.
Signal. We have Signal.
Oh my gosh.
We have made it to the first spot on the More Tour, which is Taos, New Mexico. We are currently sitting outside of Walmart because we're going to go grocery shopping, but we're also currently in an illegal state. They do not have legal recreational cannabis here. So
what they do have, though, is medicinal cannabis.
They do have medical cannabis legalized here.
But you have to be a resident of the state in order to find relief. So if you're not a resident of New Mexico, even though you might have a medical condition that says you need cannabis,
you got to go get permission from the government, and they won't give you permission if you're traveling through. If you, let's say you lived on the border of New Mexico and you wanted to go get cannabis, you couldn't. So we are packable in an illegal state, and we're going to smoke it.
Now, what they do have, though, in New Mexico is what's called reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Sort of. Reciprocity means that they'll respect the laws of the state that you reside in as you're driving through. So, for instance, we have reciprocity laws for, like, vehicle registrations, because sometimes the registration laws are different from state to state. For cannabis, it's not just an unspoken reciprocity, which you would think in a United States it would be. It has to be judged upon. Some states, like Nevada, have reciprocity where you could go in as an out-of-state patient and actually purchase. But in New Mexico, they only have reciprocity, meaning they will not jail you for utilizing your own cannabis if you're a medical patient in the state that matches your license.
But you can't go to a dispensary in the state and buy your medicine.
And that's a shame, because that puts you in a black market situation where you're technically being a criminal.
And we've had to take advantage of that before, of the black market, which is we're not fans of. We'd prefer it to be the free, open, legal, regulated market. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
And I hate calling it the black market even. It feels like I'd rather call it the free market.
The freer market.
Freer market. Freer market. Hey, you guys, if you're watching, make sure you hit share. That's what I'm doing right now.
Hit share. So we are going to be leaving Taos, New Mexico, mañana, tomorrow, and headed north to Breckenridge, Colorado first. And then from there, we're going to be cutting west, and we're going to head through Utah, then Nevada, and then Northern California, and then up through Oregon. We're going to try to hit up some dispensaries and maybe some farms and industry leaders along the way to get some interviews in.
Definitely going to check out the wildfires. There's wildfires all over the country right now. It's kind of what happens this time of year in this part of the country. But they're claiming the lives of millions of pot plants, and that's just sad to us, although the ecosystem will ecosystem.
I'm curious if they've got insurance for that kind of thing for the pot plants. I wonder if insurance companies cover cannabis markets and cannabis, the cannabis industry at all.
You know, that's a good question, because you know, it's not protected federally, and that makes you wonder. I mean, you can't have firearms, you can't use banking systems if you're a cannabis farm. They're leaving all these people as sitting ducks, and I wonder what happens in the insurance realm of things.
Right, I'm not sure. That's a something maybe to do a little more research on.
Yeah, man, totally, for sure.
We're about to smoke a bowl, but if you guys are going to let us know what you're smoking on, post it down below.
Totally. Smoking is good. I actually got an email from a lady, Doris Williams, who does awesome inspirational music out in LA, asking, you know, about what strains were good for depression. So I think these videos that we're doing are really kind of helping people explore what works for them and what doesn't. And for anybody watching, linalool and limonene are two incredible terpenes in terms of depression. Your veteran buddies would most likely love that information. So that's any strains that have like lemon or lime in the title or have that citrusy smell.
And if you're lucky enough to live in a state where they do have a terp list, you can ask your dispensary for a list of the terpenes and the tests and find out exactly what's in it. Not all states do it. However, if you are in a state that does, learn your terpenes, because there's new research has found, I'm covering this in my beginner's guide to cannabis, by the way. New research has found that the terpenes might very well be where all the medicinal properties are, whereas THC is the psychotropic portion of it. It might very well be the terpenes that give you the munchies and help you sleep and so on and so forth. So there are non-psychotropic versions of cannabis out there that don't get you stoned but still have all the lasting benefits. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like the high, which I fucking do, but if you're one of the people that doesn't, then look into non-psychotropic CBDs and see how that does you. Looks like Peter Yeeple.
Hello, Pete. Thank you. The Yeeples are amazing members, cohorts of Platoon 420. They run Canna We Talk 420 radio.
Canna We Talk.
And they help to educate their network, their large network of viewers, just like you are right now on terpenes and different, because it's not just cannabis too. Like there's this holistic approach that hasn't even been documented because people aren't allowed to, I truly do believe that through nature we can figure all this stuff out, but not any one piece of nature. It's going to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
So Peter threw in for our adventure to Oregon for the More Tour. Hashtag Platoon 420 if you'd like to. Peter, we're eternally grateful. Eternally grateful.
We love you. We love Helen. You already know that. Jeff is watching too. Jeff Mackey. Mac, it's been a minute. We hope to see you again soon, buddy. Maybe in Slab for the summertime.
Yeah, he'll be there around October, he said. So hopefully we'll be able to run into Mac down there, and he got a new toy he's excited to share with us. So.
A new toy?
Yep. I can't tell you what it is. It's a big old secret.
That sounds dirty.
It's not.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we'll see him down in Southern California near the Death Valley come October, November timeframe. After the More Tour is done, we're going to start doing another tour. So we're going to have you join us on that as well.
Yeah, we're going to do our best to, keep it going. We travel a lot anyway. There's no reason not to get the word out for you guys. And if there's something that, if there's a good point that you have that you don't think we're making, something that we're missing that's super important in terms of educating the community, shoot us an email, info@platoon420.com, and let us know what's on your mind. We're going to try to work on some things in the coming months. I'm not going to say it because then the Google Sphere trolls will twist and mangle and do what Google Sphere trolls
Google
do.
Sphere. That's going to be a word one day.
We've got a lot of great ideas on how to give back to the community and how to help you guys at home be active in this process from your couch. I mean, it's 2020, dog. We can do everything. Like, we're getting ready to vote over, mail, which I'm not even going to get into that story. We just did the entire Libertarian National Convention over 2 separate weekends, 3 days each, completely virtual. We can do these things now, and there's some exciting stuff around the corner.
On the horizon.
For you guys to do. Click of a button, write your representatives. We need to make change. The MORE Act is on the floor. There's a lot of other legalization bills on the floor, and we've expressed some reasons we're not happy with them.
Yeah, I think the MORE Act just gives us something that we want more of, and it doesn't quite go far enough, and it also requires cannabis users to fund the war on drugs, the rest of the war on drugs. So there's some things about it that I'm not a huge fan of. If it was a voting thing, like we had the power to decide what happened, I would definitely vote no on the MORE Act. However, it's not up to us, the people. It's up to our representatives, because we don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic, and our representatives, I suspect it'll be dead on arrival. I don't think Mitch McConnell will let it through. I've heard that from several people. He killed a bill a couple years ago, almost identical. So
it's not shocking. But I think, and you just mentioned it, representatives. Like, that's who really makes the decisions. We make the decisions in that we vote those representatives into power. But what they do from there is kind of up to them.
It's out of our hands.
And, everybody gets all up in arms every 4 years during a presidential election cycle. And, why can't we take that passion into the every 2-year cycle? Because those are the guys that are really, and gals, those are the representatives that are really making decisions in your lives. They're writing the bills. They're putting them onto the House and the Senate floors, and they're making the decisions. So right now we're always gung-ho third party, but that's not gung-ho third party president. That's gung-ho third party government. Because how in God's name, if two different people, essentially entities, are arguing with each other back and forth, is there ever going to be change? We simply, whether or not you believe in a third party platform, maybe you like the Republican platform, don't you think there needs to be a tiebreaker in there? I mean, doesn't that just make sense?
I really feel like we just need to bring it back to local. If you want to see change in your world, then vote local. Totally. Because voting nationally is so ineffective for change. The things that are going to influence your life the most is going to be voting local in your community and finding out what your neighbors want. And then locally is where you actually get a chance to write or to vote on laws that you want to see in effect or the ones that you don't want to see in effect. You don't have that power on the federal level. You vote for the representatives who do. So voting local. If you want to change the world, start at home.
Local, local, local. Start with the man in the mirror. No, for real though.
If every mayor in a state wanted to legalize cannabis, I promise you, it would probably get legalized. But the problem is people are voting for representatives who don't want cannabis. So we have 7 viewers. If you haven't said hello yet, say hi in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And again, if you have anything that you'd like us to add to our shows or educational things you'd like us to talk about, send us a message on Facebook. I'm Ganja Grunt. And it's G.I. Mary Jane.
Who's that chick?
You that chick.
G.I. Mary Jane. G.I. Mary Jane needs a haircut, guys. So hashtag platoon 420. No, my haircut's totally on like the low priority list. But yes, we are on our way from Taos, New Mexico, up through northern Colorado, and on our way west to northern California. Eventually end up in Portland for the It's About Time Cannabis Rally, which is a nationwide demonstration, which is around the MORE Act. I know a lot of people like this. Like we said, we think we deserve more than what's in the MORE Act, and that's what we're going to talk about. And then on the 15th, there is a no mask rally or a mask out rally. There's another demonstration going on up in Portland that we're going to hit. We plan on hitting a couple of dispensaries on the way there. We plan on trying to collaborate with a couple of grows and walking you guys through there virtually. So if you can help with the efforts, open your Cash App, hashtag platoon 420. Every $5 helps. Look, there's 10 people watching right now. If all of you could throw $5 down on it, we've got $50 in gas. That gets us to our next destination. It's that easy. And that's what community can do.
And we drive a very economical car. We can make $5 stretch quite a long time.
A long time.
So every little bit does help. If you think $5 isn't enough, then think again.
It's so much. It's so much, and so grateful, and never ever goes unrecognized. So thank you all for the continued support. Since 2016, I've had a mission to, whether it's a lobby event or a rally or a demonstration, if there's some way that I know I can represent the community, they're always there to make sure their voices are heard through me, and I can get there and be comfortable. And I there's not even a word to express. That's what activism is, though.
So Kim and Jamie both said hi. Hello.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Jamie.
What are you guys burning right now? It's around 4:20. We just missed it by 30 minutes or so.
Well, it's 4:20 Pacific here pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
4:20 where the Yeeples are, because you guys are in that time zone.
They're in the Arizona time warp vortex where it's different than everyone else around them.
Interesting stuff. Wow, 11 people are tuning in. You guys, thanks for sharing. I'm only assuming the views are going up because of that. Disclaimer, never drive under the influence. We're not driving. We just parked, and we're not getting back in this thing for
quite a while.
So.
But before we go do anything, we like to burn before we do it.
Yeah, call it a little act of civil disobedience. But I personally like to feel good and healthy and have all of my own personal medical symptoms under control before walking into a public space and looking like a fool.
I just kind of like being stoned.
And that's okay too.
I don't think I need
Whatever
an excuse.
your reasoning is, you don't need an excuse. You don't need an excuse for anything that you're doing unless it's creating a victim. And then there really is no excuse.
Nobody will know I'm stoned if I walk around like this.
Oh, that's what's fun too. Do you guys want to show off my flashy?
Oh yeah, she's got the bling bling mask.
My flashy new mask.
It's 2020, dog. We all gotta look like. You look. What was that video game where you fought each other?
Mortal
Shit,
Kombat?
Mortal Kombat. You look like a chick. I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah.
You look like one of the Mortal Kombat chicks,
Mortal
like Katana or
Kombat.
something. I think her name was.
It's super sparkly though in the sunshine.
She got the bling mask.
Yeah, you know what's cool about the bling mask?
I got the medical mask, so I look like a doctor.
I can totally breathe through the bling mask, you guys.
Yeah, cheating the system.
Well, I mean, that mask ain't gonna help you either, let's be real.
I've been wearing this mask for 2 months.
It's pretty gross.
I'm pretty sure if I had COVID, it's on this.
Nasty. Are you about ready to go get this,
Get this over with.
Get this show on the road?
So, we'll see you guys on the next live stream. Where we're staying doesn't have any signal.
Otherwise, we check in tonight, but it's not gonna happen. It's just not.
We just can't, but tomorrow we will be leaving our land out here in New Mexico and heading north.
On the road again.
And we'll be hopefully sleeping near Breckenridge, Colorado tomorrow, at the base of some 14-foot mountains. And again, I couldn't count on there being signal there. However, we can record a video and upload it when we get signal.
We'll do our best.
And we are putting together a video compilation of our travels.
Yeah, so at the end of the More Tour 2020, be prepared and get ready to see a nice little, 3 to 5 minute montage of all the fun adventures that we have. We're going to have them because we always have them.
Because that's what we do.
Because that's what we do, dog. We smoke weed and we know things.
Kim said no mask will help. It's not needed.
Exactly, Kim.
Yeah, very likely. However, it is required in the state that we're in. And it's just not a battle I want to get into. Like, we will take it to the streets in Portland because there is a mask rally going on there shortly after the Cannabis March. And we're always a fan of civil disobedience and protest. So we're going to go to that. But currently, that's the place where you take up your mask problems, not in Walmart.
Yeah, don't argue with the guy at Walmart. He's getting paid $7.50 to sit there and listen to your shit.
And to get yelled at by every other customer that doesn't want to wear a mask. Ugh. It doesn't make you a patriot. It makes you an asshole.
It makes you an asshole.
If you don't want to wear a mask, do it the proper way. Call your representatives and protest like a responsible adult would. Don't take it up with the McDonald's employee that's just trying to do his fucking job.
Hey, guess what happens 4 days after the mask rally on September 15th?
Your birthday?
My birthday!
I'm so happy that was the right answer.
Yay! Yeah, you guys, G.I. Mary Jane's birthday is coming up. I'm going to be 21 again. I keep doing this fabulously every year. I'm a veteran at turning 21. So we're going to do 21 again. And, if you want to cash tag me some birthday love. Always
you should go with age and ask them to cash app you $1 per year you've been alive.
Oh, yeah, why don't you do that, guys?
Because she's actually...
Cash at me $1. Cash at me how old you think I am.
In dollars, please. Cents will take cents.
Please.
If you want to send us 21 cents.
The winner, if anybody does this, the winner who gets closest without going over, because that's just rude. The winner closest without going over will get... Oh, you know what I have? I have some autographed Linda Biggs swag. Linda Biggs is an awesome cannabis artist from Maryland. She draws these fairies with, joints and skateboards and, bullhorns and stuff. I have an autographed gift pack from her with a certificate of authenticity. It's a tray. It's got some joint papers in there. Yeah. Closest without going over gets
that. It's a rolling tray?
It's a rolling tray.
That's autographed by the artist.
That's autographed by Miss Linda Biggs herself, who, by the way, is a babe and does the whole lit fit thing, too. Yeah.
How old do you think she is? Send us your answer by hashtag Platoon420. Thank you so much.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
And remember to pass joints.
Not judgment, because we're all in this together. Peace and love, y'all.